Hello, welcome to a new edition of For Geeks Geek Talks. This is a day where our recent graduated students are going to present their final projects. As you know, For Geeks Academy is a coding bootcamp that has more than 7 years around the world teaching about coding and creating new developers in this world that is constantly going to the coding world. In the case of Europe and Spain, we have 3 years since we started with our operations. And in this time, we have been honored with several prizes, especially in Spain, more than 17. And that is something that makes us very happy because we do these things with a lot of passion and thinking and believing that everyone can program and learn to code, how to code, because at the end is today's an additional skills that we need to learn. This time we have more projects from our full stack software development course that finished recently, less than 1 month ago. And we are showing you different kinds of projects. This time we have projects related to food, we have projects related to time planning and productivity, and also to help you to don't miss some things that you want to watch, for example, series or movies. For the first project, we will have mixing food. That is a project related to foods, obviously, as the name refers. And this time we have Afonso Bernardes, and Claudia Diogo, who are explaining to us about what is mixing food and showing to us the project that they have developed with Nuno, that is not with us today. So this time is for you, Afonso and Claudia. Welcome to this space, and I am going out from the stage. And please start sharing the screen. So
Yes,
you can
thank you.
show.
Thank you very much.
Go on.
Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're hungry as well. As Marco said, my name is Afonso. We are, and me and Claudia and Nuno, who isn't here, we are mixing food. We come from different backgrounds, but we have one thing in common, which is our passion for coding and for eating. So very shortly, we developed this product so people could know what to eat and to cook easy, and that's what we'll be showing you today. All right. So first of all, we have a problem, right? I'm sure it happened to you that you get home from work and you have no idea what to do for dinner, and you work until late and you don't have time to cook as well. What does that lead to? So questions lead to Uber Eats, which leads to junk food, which in the end, it is more expensive as well. And we are here to fix that problem. So our goal is to cook easy, to cook cheap, and as well to cook healthy. So saving money, saving time, and promoting a better lifestyle. For this project, I'm just obviously we did the basic technologies, so Python for the backend, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, all of that. But what makes us special is our backend technology. So first, we have the Spoonacular API, which you use to fetch our information for the recipe. So, for example, we see on the left a card there, which has the recipe title as well as a favorite button. And then we have information such as the number of servings, the price, the amount of time it takes to cook, as well as the type of diet. I will show you later, obviously, but then we can go to the recipe for a more complete page, where we also have the ingredients it takes to to cook that recipe, as well as the instructions, which is the most important part, which guides the user through the recipe. So forget your cookbooks. This is this is what you'll be using from now on. So the client makes requests to the API. That's the basic API information, and then Spectacular does all of the stuff for us and just provides us with all this information. Next, and if you're like me, you like to customize your profile in any page. So we used Cloudinary, which is a software that allows us to upload pictures and also to work on them. So crop the pictures, so resizes, all of that. So we use a widget so the user can change their profile picture and upload it to Cloudinary and reuse it on the web page. So now going to the important part. I hope you're excited to see what we have in store for you. You just need this to load. Welcome to our website. This is where you'll spend most of your time looking through meals. And I think the best way to look at this is through the user's perspective. So if I'm a user, I will just see this landing page and I will just try to create an account, right? So let's just go here. Well, my name is Afonso, right? We'll just do a test, which is the most common thing for testing, but you can introduce your email, of course. And then a random password, which you won't be able to crack because our cybersecurity team is top tier. We sign up. We are immediately redirected to login. And using the same email and the same password, we are logged in just like that. So after this, I would like to go immediately to my profile. So we click this icon on the top right corner, and we can log out, which we don't want because we love this application, or go to profile. We have this small form here, which I can edit to add, for example, my last name, and I can also add my LinkedIn or my GitHub if we want. So my name is displayed, and the most important part, which I showed you using Cloudinary, we can upload our profile picture from the web, from the camera, from Google Drive, or obviously from your files. One of the things I must mention is that with Cloudinary, what we can do is we can upload a picture, we can crop it or not. In this case, I'm not going to crop it because that's what I want to show you. Cloudinary has a feature which, or a parameter better saying, which allows us to gravitate towards the face. So Cloudinary will select if it isn't too heavy, this image. That's me, by the way, which gravitates towards the face of the person, which in principle is what people would appreciate having on their profile picture. This just needs to load for a second. We are almost there. Don't leave me. All right, anyway, in this profile, we can also have the favorite recipes, which I'll go to in a second, and I'll demonstrate how that works. Once we upload a picture, it will appear here. And if we go to the top right corner, we appear there with our name and with our first name, so that the profile is personalized as much. I already had a favorite recipe here, but I will show you how to add more and what to look for. So in the main page, we can directly go to search recipes, or if we scroll down, we have some suggested recipes. If you update the page, you can see some other recipes. All right. And if we go to recipes, we have in the front of our screen the filter option. So I can select the type of cuisine. I'm in the mood for Japanese, for example. I can select the type of diets, but to keep it simple, I won't. We can select the meal type. We can select a calorie range, and we can select the cooking time. So it goes up to 50 minutes. But if I just want 15 minutes, for example, I can also do that. We can, furthermore, we can also toggle some ingredients of our choice. In this case, I'm just going to leave it as it is. And then we wait for a second, and here is our search We have plenty of food, plenty of recipes. We can load more recipes if the ones we saw previously don't fit our liking, and we can just add a few. Example, I already had one in store. So if I go to my profile, we have all the recipes we saved here, so we can quickly access them and start cooking right away. So these take 15 minutes for the entire process, so it should be good if you're home from work quite late. Also, and last but not least, we can go to the recipe page, which is the culminator of our project. Here we have the information we had in the card. In addition, we also have the type of dish it is. So if it's, for example, a breakfast, or if it's a main course, or dinner, lunch, whatever. We have a small description here about the recipe, the grams of protein, the amount of fat. So if you are trying to count the amount of protein you consume, this is a good place to see that. The most important part, obviously, is the ingredients and the instructions. So we have here displayed side by side what we need, and also how to cook this recipe. If we scroll down, we have similar recipes here. So if you like this one, for example, some other of the type will show up here. This is all provided by Spoonacular, which made our job quite easy integrating the API, and so you can navigate our website quite easily and just find whatever your next meal is going to be. Back to the presentation. Obviously, we had a lot of fun developing this website, but nonetheless, there are some things we think would be a good addition to our product. So first of all, we would like to add a search by keyword or a search by title so that the user can search a recipe that they think but they didn't like, they didn't add as a favorite, I mean, so they can quickly just type some keywords and some recipes will appear. Also, in the middle, it's the image to symbolize that we would like to be able to share the recipes with your friends, with your family. So if you want to have a dinner with your friends, we can just send the recipe page, and they will be like, yeah, that sounds good, or that doesn't sound good, or I'm in the mood for Italian or Japanese or whatever type of cuisine. Lastly, and that's what we think is the best feature we could add, and we thought about it in the beginning, but then we didn't have quite some time. We didn't have a lot of time, I mean, which is integrating Spotify. And this idea came from the fact that at least me, and I think all of us, like to listen to music while we cook. So it's just not cooking, but it's like then you're still cooking and having a good time while you cook dinner, and so it's not boring. What we thought about doing was, depending on the amount of time it takes to cook the meal, we would put together a Spotify playlist so that it spans over the length of that cooking process, so the user can be entertained. If we want to take this to a next level, we could also try to add filters for the genres or for the artist or whatever specificities the user wants to add to that. Thank you very much. This is the end of our presentation. Hope you use our website. I just want to thank all of the 4Geeks team for this opportunity and to teach us as much as they did, and also my colleagues for developing this project with me. And thank you, Claudia. I don't know if you want to add anything. If not, we are open to questions. This is our social media, so the GitHub and the LinkedIn's, if you want to check it out. That would be nice. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, team. Follow them. Probably they are going to share some highlights about the project and the code and some things that probably they will do in the future. So always is very interesting and important to follow them, because you can see how they improve not only during the course, but when they finish the course and they decide or take their own path, so that things could be interesting. Okay, about the project, what would you say that was the most challenging thing that you had to implement to code?
To implement.
Yeah.
As in for the yeah. Well, on my behalf, it was definitely Cloudinary,
Okay.
which even though when we understood what was supposed to be done, it took a little bit of digging. I was getting errors, obviously, as everyone does when coding. So just getting it to work as we liked with all the features and precisely as we wanted was a little bit of a challenge.
And in your case, Claudia?
In my case, uh, the challenge was also in the backend, building the token. We have it has the chain, the sign up thing. All
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, as you know, they have to build a full stack application, uh, the front end client and the back end API, also including the user registration, the logins with JWT token for authentication, and they must include at least one third party API integration. That those are some of the requirements for every project, every final project in for Geeks Academy. That's why I asked them, because obviously they learned that during the course, but it's not the same listening to someone that is doing some things and explaining you what things to do, than the moment where you need to implement it by your own, and you understand all the challenge or all the things that you must understand or must research. So thank you for your comments and answers. And what would you say that was the most amazing thing that you were doing during the project?
The most what? Sorry.
amazing
Most
thing,
amazing thing.
Ah,
making
Claudia, I don't
things
know if you want to go
happen.
first.
Making things happen, creating and seeing how the website it begins to work, and it was almost magic because yes, we did some projects in the boot camp, but this is our work. This is our creativity. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
to add to
Afonso?
that, sorry, Marco. It was exactly what Claudia said, just building the project from start to finish. And then as you go, you just see things starting to work together and interacting. So it just kind of becomes your baby and you just want it to be like obviously perfect.
It's almost
So it's
magic.
really interesting. Yeah, exactly. So it's quite interesting to see that coming to life.
Great. Well, thank you, team, for showing us the project. Now it's time to go or to be at the backstage and give the time to the next team. Okay. Thank you,
Definitely.
Claudia, and thank you, Afonso. Now is the term of Koryoku, that is a productivity application. It was developed by Minakshi, Oliver, and Camila, that is not now with us, but she was part of the team. So please, Koryoku, explain us what is the application, why you take that idea, and show us what you did.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I'll present now. We have a presentation, so I'll share that with you.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see. Good.
Okay,
So
I
this
go.
is
This is
okay.
your time.
Thank you. So this is Koriyoko. This is our product. This is what we'll be talking about. We'll just talk about our backgrounds, about who we are, the vision, so what made us choose this as a project. We'll talk about the work that we've done behind this, the platform, that'll be actually showing you the application, talking about challenges, and then new features that we're thinking of in the future. So this is our team. There's me there, Oliver, Meenakshi, and Camille. There's some information about us, but basically, I think we were a very good team. We worked really well together, and it was good to do these kind of things where you work in a team. It's a really good experience, and I think we bounced off each other. And if you're struggling with something, it's good to have a team there to back you up. Yeah, I think we worked really well together. Oops. Sensitive mouse. So the vision, this was the idea behind the project, why we chose this, why we decided to do a productivity app. I'm going to let Meenakshi talk about this because she's very good at explaining why this is what we chose.
Thank you, Oliver. So the inspiration why this app we want to create and why to measure the productivity, because whenever we just open the, the internet and we see, oh my God, the surveys are there and 42% people are just, using internet for their non-work things. We open the internet and we just keep doing it, keep doing all the work which is not necessarily, and it's just waste of time. So the idea behind this project, I would say, the productivity tracker app, was to, the inspiration behind creating an app was to address the issue of time management, help individual to optimize their productivity by using the time efficiently. And there is a very funny story about the name Koryoku, why we chose it, because we were just thinking and coming up with ideas, why Koryoku, what name we should, we should be Italian, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Indian, English, whatever. But the Koryoku basically means that how to prioritize your time and how to prioritize your task, which can efficiently increase your productivity. So that's how the name we came up with. And you won't believe, when we check the surveys, there 52% employees, they admit that they have wasted their time during the work hours around like 3 to 4 hours on social media. And like organizations are paying huge amount in just the non-productivity activities, which individuals saying it's not about the organization but the individuals also, they're wasting the efficient time, which, and because they don't know, you open your social media and you just go on and on and on and on. So that's the idea behind this app. We can track, oh, this much amount we are doing on this browser, we are serving this, and this much amount we are using this, doing this activity and this activity. So that was the total idea behind it. Oliver, back to you.
Thank you. You explain it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the process that we went through, obviously we started off brainstorming, thinking of an idea. When we were thinking of the idea, it was basically everything Meenakshi said there. So what would be the best idea for us? We came to the idea of this productivity tracker, but then developing it into more of a final idea, we were saying, how can this work? Putting everything together, deciding, just deciding how to get that into a product that we could actually develop. And then using the wireframes, so using Figma, we drew up how we wanted it to look, the designs that would look the best. And on top of that, using how things would link together. And we decided to use a Chrome extension, which will track the websites that you are on we thought this would be the best way to do it. So we had to decide how to get that running. And connecting to everything together. And then obviously there was the actual coding, getting everything together. As it says here, we did have some difficulty with that. We'll go over that in the next part where it says about challenges. But yeah, it all came together and we worked well, but it took some understanding of how to work together on GitHub with that. So now onto the actual the platform itself. Yeah, so you can see some screenshots here of our platform. Obviously, basically we created this with a React website, the Chrome extension that I have mentioned, and the backend is created on Python, and connecting all that together. I'll just take a pause from this now and we will take a look at the website itself, and I'll demonstrate this for you. So this is our website. This is the screen that you would be greeted with when you come onto it as the home page. We have some information about the product, a little bit more information here about what you can do with the product. And down here is a link to the Chrome extension. It's currently on a GitHub repo that you can download and install. And this is the link where you can get that. You can see I already have it installed up here. So if you were a new user, you could click here to start now. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, and then here we would sign up. I'll just quickly use my email, my name, and a password. So we submit, and that should, maybe I need to refresh this 1 second. Yeah, now it's worked. And then it redirects you to the login page. So now I can use them details and log in. That login there is using the JWT token for security. So it is quite a secure way to log in, and you can also have information stored in those logins, which was very useful. Now this is on the dashboard page, so this is what you will see when you log in. You would have all your tasks. Obviously, I've just made a new user, so there's no tasks there yet. We have a timer. The idea of this here is like I can click and it will count me down 25 minutes. So I can think I'm going to do work for 25 minutes. And then you can use this along with the Chrome extension to see how much of that time you actually used productively. There's also some weather information here. So I can just type in a city. It will tell me the weather there. Just another feature for the website. This is using a weather API. So connecting to an external API to do this. I'll give you a demonstration of the tasks that we might do. So for example, I can say something like this, study at 4 Geeks. And then if I use the link, this is now what the Chrome extension will be looking for. So it will actually look that you are on this website on the tab, but I will show you that later. The time here, I'll just put something very short so that we can get a good demo. I don't have to wait too long. The dates here, this is the time between when this task has to be done. So if I was to do anything before or after the date set here, it wouldn't count towards this task. The reward, you can put anything you want here. I'm going to put playing a game. Maybe there's a related website. For how long? You can set what you want here. Now if I do this, why is this one not working? I think I need to refresh this page again. Yeah, no, it's there. Sorry, it's the I don't know. I think it needed to refresh. Now I'll add another one just so we can see it happening live. I think it was just something. So just another example, something here, and maybe this is probably a code space or something, but it will do. So we'll see a few tasks. So it will also be good to put a longer date on this one, and then anything here. Yeah, that's better.
That's good.
Yeah, so now we have two here, two tasks. You can delete these, it would remove them. But now I'll show you the main idea behind this, where it links in with the Chrome extension. So the Chrome extension, I'll just show you. This is our dash bar at the top, the nav bar. And this is meant to look similar to suit the style. There's a link here that will take you to the website. So if you were not sure what the extension was, you could go and see the website. So here, if I use the same credentials to log in, now it just tells me we're logged in and we're tracking the websites I'm on. What it'll do now, when I do a change here, so as we change tabs, it will look at the URL and it will count in seconds how long I'm on it. When I change back to another one, or if I cross it off, then it sends that as a session. So now I should be able to, I'll just do a few more just so we have a few of the sessions. And now I can log out, stop that tracking, that's done. And now if I refresh this site, I'll just log back in again. And now you should see, yeah, look, so this task has now completed because I was on the website in those sessions for 15 seconds. So we are 5 seconds over, -5 here. That one is now completed and the reward is highlighted in green and bold. So we can see that now we have earned that reward. This one is still left because I didn't do anything with this one. In this way, you can see that you could set yourself, as we were saying, you could do 25 minutes. You were supposed to be studying on 4Geeks. You can actually see after that time how much towards that you have completed, or maybe you were looking at another tab on YouTube, watching a video. In this way, you can track your own productivity. And that's the idea behind this. I'll just show you quickly. We have a contact us. This just sends a message in the back end where we could check this at a later date with an email and a message. And there's a few other features on here, but yeah, it's basically all to do with the login and password kind of thing. Let me go back to the presentation. So now you've seen the platform and the Chrome extension working. And so some challenges that we faced. Clean working, this was a big part of it. So when working together, we realized that obviously the best way to do this is to have a main, which is your, in product, in where the people can use it. Develop is where we add new features, and having a feature branch, everyone has an independent feature branch, and we merge that into the develop branch. It took us a while to get this because there was a few times when we would accidentally be working on develop without having changed. Maybe someone would accidentally delete someone else's code. So we really learned the hard way with clean working. But we learned a lot from that and got very efficient towards the end. Yeah. The pretty or real, when we first had this idea, we had so many objectives. As you see, there's a lot of potential for this. But we had to think what was possible to do with the time that we had. So all the ideas that when we were brainstorming at the start, we needed to realize that, yeah, get something that works, something that's efficient. And I think we've done that quite well. But yeah, it's all a case of knowing what is possible and knowing what's realistic and delivering on those goals. And using the new tools, yes, sometimes if you're using, coding in a way with React and Python in the back end, this is all things that are quite new to us. Yeah, we did face some challenges. Sometimes it takes longer because you need to look up exactly how to do that, read the documentations, which can take time. But I do feel like as a team, we really came together. If there was one person struggling with something, we would talk about it together and usually come up with a solution. So yeah, we did face challenges, but I think we overcame them quite well. New features. So this is something, the appealing styling. We wanted to make styling more changeable, interchangeable. You can see the theme that we used. It was more of a black and white. We were thinking maybe other colors would be available, or even a dark mode, as you can see from this, where it's kind of dark background with white text. We would like to add something that into it. Connecting with friends, if you could also see your friends' tasks and how well they are doing, this makes you more productive. This is typical from other applications. When you can see how well your friends are doing, you want to beat them effectively and do better. And then creating challenges. So this could be some kind of achievement system, or as well, as you saw, we have the rewards. At the moment, it's just something you put in yourself. It would be nice if we could have something that's maybe more tangible. So if you unlock something that's spend time on a website you enjoy, and it could also track that time and then alert you when you have spent that time. That's something we are thinking for the next feature. And statistics as well. So it tells you how many, if you have a task you're wanting to complete, it tells you how much of your time that is logged is on towards the task, how much of it is procrastination, and we could have that into some kind of a graph so it's more visual. These are things that we were talking about initially, but we realized we didn't have the time to do it in this version. It's something we will work on in the future. Any questions on what you've seen so far?
Thank you, Meenakshi and Oliver, for this presentation. There were some comments for the different projects, but especially for this one about the that is a great project. They were asking about the browser extension, and that is one of the questions that I have. Why? No, why not? How did you get the idea of the browser extension? What was the trigger that showed to you that a browser extension was would be interesting or important for the project?
See, that's the intention, that because we generally like spend our time, we just do something, we click the browser, and then we start doing anything else, and we forgot what was the real target, what was the real, why we came online, why we wanted to do that. So just to avoid that, distractions, and just to make sure that we are on the target, we have to, like in boot camps, we start boot camp, and within the defined timeline we have to do that, complete all the courses and projects. So that was the intention. It is like a boot camp for yourself, that you have to make sure that the focus is not going here and there, beyond the focus. And then when completing the, and you utilize your time wisely, basically. That was the time, just, so that was the total intention. But then again, in the full stack, we were thinking what project we should come up, the productivity tracker we wanted, but how to make it in the full stack. That's why we came up with the idea of Chrome extension. But yes, you're right, in future maybe we'll come up with any, like, which maybe at the other Flutter or anything else, so that it can be, accessible from phone or from anywhere, from everywhere. But yes, that would be the another version which will come in the future.
Great. And was something challenging to do a browser extension at the same time than the rest of the project, because at the end are like different developments with different focus on the main idea or the main path.
See, as Oliver mentioned in the presentation, in the that we have a very wonderful team. Honestly, we like divided our tasks, and what's a person is good in front end, and one is person is good in back end. So we individually divided our tasks, and at the end of the day, like we would say, end of the time during the last weeks, we just collaborated with everyone, and just a lot of brain sessions, a lot of brainstorming sessions went on, and then we collaborated everything and just come up with the final product. But then again, it's we have a wonderful team, honestly, and we divided our tasks like story by story that this we have to do, like this person has to do this person has to do this, and then how we came up with the final product.
Okay. Let me see if there is another comment. Well, we have someone from Mexico that is doing the 4 gigs bootcamp in Latam. So welcome. Do you see that this project is maybe this is an improvised question, and sorry for the question, but like could be ready to be offered or used for some teams for different purposes?
I think so. I think if you had
Yeah.
this and maybe a company who wanted to sort of see productivity of the team, make sure they're on the correct websites, I think this could be altered and changed and used in a different way, definitely. Um,
I was
it's
about to
you
say
go ahead,
that.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I was about to say that only. For example, imagine yourself as a manager and you want to see what your team is doing. So that can be, given to the team as well that, oh, my team is doing this and that. So, but yes, definitely it can be used in very near future, I would say. I'm pretty like hopeful for that. And yeah,
Great, 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 great. And well, you were talking about the challenging things, but what was the most interesting or amazing thing that you had to do? Uh, if it was the browser extension, please try to find something about the logic, the something about the process of coding itself.
it, sorry, Oliver, you go ahead.
Okay, I would say with the browser extension, it was definitely difficult, but it was really good once we saw because that we got some advice. We were initially trying to do it where it would pull information from the back end, and maybe it was getting a bit sluggish and like too much. And instead, having it where it just records the sessions and then sends that back to the back end, so it's much more streamlined. It's not really receiving so much information except the login. Um, this worked really well, and I think once we got that working, so it could literally see what you are doing as a the website is separate from the Chrome extension, yet you can see what the Chrome extension sees on the website. When we got that, it was a bit of a eureka moment, and it was really useful, really good.
Great, great, great. Well, that was Koryoku. Sorry, Danny Tochi is asking something by the chat. Uh, okay, is asking about the name itself. If Koryoku have a meaning that probably didn't hear about that during the presentation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So the kareku is basically a Japanese word, which means that how to use your time efficiently and prioritizing your task and making yourself more productive.
Okay,
But
well,
it's a Japanese term, yeah.
that is the meaning, and obviously the reason why they choose the name. So, Danny, both questions were answered. And yes, Alberto, there is a lot of work behind every project, because it doesn't matter if the project is the biggest one or the smallest one. You have to do a lot of things. Just creating or designing the models, designing the architecture, or thinking about how to organize everything in the backend so everything can make sense, and then connecting the client, the front end, with all the logic in the front end, with all the steps and views and that kind of things connected to the backend. There is a lot of work. It doesn't matter if you have an application that is only a to-do list, or if you have an application like this one with a productivity that needs to monitor a lot of things or do all other things. Always doing a good software application needs a lot of work, especially those ones that we feel like are simple, and that all the design, the visual experience or the user experience is totally smooth and beautiful and amazing. That kind of applications are the difficult one, because you can't see the all the work that is
Yeah.
behind, because you are only feeling something that is simple. and that makes your life easier. And the work is behind, obviously. The chat is with a lot of activity right now. Okay. And Danny says that the design helps not to be tried before completing the task. That is a good thing about the project. And well, he is saying he or she, I don't know, saying congrats indeed. So thank you for all the people that is participating through the chat. And well, I think that it's time also to send greetings to our teachers and teacher assistant, Erwin and Bruno, that are a very important part of this. I think that Meenakshi wants to.
Absolutely. I was about to say, just don't go. Let us go till we say thank you to all our teams and
Yeah,
thank
thank
you to
you
all our
so
teachers
much.
and teacher assistants. Believe me, I mean, I've been on their head always, ping them all the time, no matter what time, and they were always helpful and always reply, always there to help us. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, couldn't
totally.
have done it without you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Indeed, I am pretty sure that I saw Bruno connected to this event. He was watching some of the projects. I don't know if he is already connected right now, but he was there and he sent greetings also. Uh, Before finishing, I am checking if we have another team that they had some issues with the traffic finishing the work today because they were already working. This is another kind of realities that some students lives here. Some of them leave their work to pay totally attention or full attention to the bootcamp, and some of them needs to organize better because they are working during the day and then going to class and meeting with their partners and working during the class. And that is a very important effort to be recognized also. Probably we are having them here. They are opening everything. So for now, I say goodbye to Oliver and Meenakshi.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for being
Thank you.
here.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye
And
bye.
please follow them also in LinkedIn and GitHub, so you can check the new things that they will be doing in the future.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please do.
Thank you.
Now we go with Eduardo and Daniel. They are showing us Never Miss. That is a project or a platform to look up your favorite movies and series. I don't know if you have everything ready.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I am still trying to open everything up because I just arrived. My PC is just going on and the presentation is not
Okay.
appearing on my PC, so that's why I am trying just to open it up. Okay, the website is already on. I'm just trying to open the presentation.
Well, if you want, you can present your project using your project. At the end, that is the main reason we are here.
If it is not a problem, because for some reason the PowerPoint is not opening on my PC.
Don't worry.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm having some
no,
issues.
but
Sorry.
let's do it with the project. At the end, you are going to show the project. So explain to the people what is Never Miss and why you decided to create it, and then show the project.
Okay, so in this case, we created Never Miss because mainly for my part, I wanted to have a tracker for what I am watching and what I tend to watch. And one thing that I felt that I was missing is that, for example, in Netflix, if you are not on mobile, you can see what you already watched. And that's the main reason, because sometimes, or you changed an account, or you miss that account, and you miss what you already saw. So if you have a companion per se on your side, there you can see what you already watched. It is a good help. That was our main focus, our main intention to have. Then, of course, if it was only for the listing part, it would not be that much interesting. So we decided to add as well the information of everything that we have available to us. We focused mainly on an API that is for the movies, and everything that is related to the movies and the series that we can present, so you can know what you are going to watch. And then mainly it was that we would like to have some more things added, but unfortunately we couldn't reach that end stage we wanted.
Don't worry. Please share your screen and show the project.
Okay, so share screen. Okay. Okay, I think it's already showing. Yeah. So in this case, we followed some guidelines, as we wanted to have mainly a joint of our best websites that we already have to do it, because there are already websites that do it. It's not a new, but we wanted to do something different, something we might even consider better. And our website mainly focused in two parts: when you are a guest or when you are already a user. On this case, I'm going to show you mainly what you can see when you are not a user. So you are presented with our landing page, our homepage, and you already have access to our main focus, which is our search bar. You can watch and search for what you want to see. In this case, for example, I wanted to check for Matrix that I watched recently, so that's why I'm using it as an example. And you can see everything related to Matrix, even movies that are very, very, very old, and you most likely never heard about it. Then this is our main occurrence for the. Sorry, I forgot one thing. You can also go to the page where you have access for the rating, the release, and the duration itself. There are some key points that you get, as for example, you get the recent trailer that is available for the movie or series in question. The lists are not used, they are shown here just for you to know that you will have it available if you are a user. In this case, it is not used if you are not a user itself. You have a brief presentation of the movie, as well as all of the directors, the writers, and the cast itself. In this particular movie, there is no comments available because no one commented yet, but you also will have comments presented. When we go for the main page, then we can go for our signee. In this case, as we are, for example, a new user. So we go for the sign up and we insert our credentials. Oh, sorry, it was already used. And we are logged in. When we are logged in, we are already taken again to our home page. Why? In this case, it is our first landing. It says our name, so we already know that we are logged in. and you already have another extra. For example, when I saw this movie, I wanted to check it. What I can do, you have access to all of the information itself, but you now gain the access for the lists. In this case, I plan to watch it. So you add it, and you already see that is added to your plan to watch. For now, you already noticed that you can as well comment. You can leave your comments. Of course, I have not seen it yet, so I'm not going to comment anything that I didn't see, but you have access to it. Afterwards, you gain access to the user page and the user profile. First, we are going to see the user profile, and you can see that you have what you are planning to watch, and it says how much time you will need to watch it. It divides by movies and series because it's different, and the time span you are going to need to watch them are different. Also, when you leave a comment, the comments will always be presented on this part. I'm going to show it a bit later, how is it presented. Then you have the user space. On the user space, you have your lists, so our main focus. As you can see in here, I only have The Reign of Chaos, which is a movie that I added as a plan to watch. But for example, I just finished it watching. I just need to reach here and go to watched. And you can already see that is what you already watched. It will do it for everything that you can. So you have no limitation of how many movies to watch, how many series to watch, and you gain a bonus access. You know how much time you spent doing it. Everything that you already watched, you will know how much time you wasted for it. It depends on the person and what you are watching, but it's how much time you've taken to do it. Then the comment part. We have, for example, Oppenheimer, and we already have 2 comments. This is a comment that I made myself, but I made it in the previous account, so I can't show it. But I'm going to say that you have a big boom, and you post a comment. When you go there afterwards, it didn't register. Sorry. It is already here. And you can delete your own comment. And as I said before, you have access for your entire comment in here. It's the main focus of our project was the lists. I think I don't have anything more to present. So,
Right.
Eduardo, I don't know if you want to add something.
Eduardo,
Okay.
I think that you are
I'm
muted.
muted. Sorry, I'm muted. No, nothing much. We had a presentation. I'm sorry, but both Daniel and I work, so
Nah, don't worry.
we only leave the office at 6, so it was impossible for us to be here earlier. Basically, we had a PowerPoint presentation that explained who we were. So basically, it's Daniel, myself, Benny, and David who did the project. Obviously, we started this as the 4 Geeks. Do a quick presentation of what it was. So why did we want to do Never Miss? I think Daniel has covered that. We had a couple of challenges in the beginning. Everything was pretty chaotic, being that this is our first project. So everybody had ideas. A lot of ideas were bounced off Erwin and Bruno. Some of them were abruptly rejected. Some of them were saying, well, it could work. And then finally we decided, okay, let's go with this one, because this is a project that Daniel wanted to do, and he wants to continue after the course is done. It was his own personal requirements, his necessities that he wanted to do. So yeah, we had a couple of challenges during this task. First of all, yeah, we used Figma to do the story cards. and to figure out what we wanted to do, how each page would work and what they would show. Then with the guidance of Erwin, some inputs were made, some to remove stuff, some to put more stuff there. We then focused on what is each person's strong aspects. So basically, Benny is very strong in the back end, so he did most of the back end. Daniel and I were more comfortable with the front end, so we did the front end. And then Dav also did a bit of both. So that's how we went through. Challenges we had with the APIs. So just to explain to everybody the APIs that we used, we basically used as the movies and series API, TMDB API, which has a lot of information that you see on the website, although we've basically streamlined it down to only movies and series, but you've got a lot more that you can grab and put here. And then we have another API that we use, which is when you do your login, in case you forget your passwords, you can simply just click on forget passwords, and we are using resend API, which basically generates a random link that the user receives on his email, the registered email, and with that he can change his password or log in and change his password after that. So that feature was done. It was advised by Marco and also Javier during the pre-presentation. So thank you for that. We also changed the search bar, which made it a lot bigger and giving more emphasis on the front page. That was done. We also changed the comments. So before we were having just simple comments. So we changed it so that it would present at least the movie title and the movie. How do you say
the poster?
The poster. Yeah.
Right.
So
what was the most interesting thing that you discovered during all the process of building this application?
Yeah, the most interesting thing basically was, first of all, when we were presented with what we needed to do, we were all a bit scared because we didn't know what the hell are we going to do and how are we going to do it in 3 weeks. But then very easily, Bruno and Erwin showed us a couple of APIs and showed us the documentation for those APIs. And the documentation on the APIs basically guide you on what to do to integrate the APIs to any web page. So we spent about a week, Daniel, week and a half, just getting familiarized with the APIs and what they can do, play around with them. Obviously, we had to log in, so we had to use a single login credential so that everybody could see. And then from that point on, it was just a question of playing with what information we wanted to grab and input. In the beginning, we made the mistake of having the front end process the information. And then after receiving some criticism on that, we changed it so that the back end is the one that does the processing.
Right. Well, thank you, Daniel and Eduardo, for doing everything to be here.
Sorry to interrupt.
Tell me.
But I still have one feature that I just needed to see if it is not going to take too long. So that's why, because on the previous presentation, you talked with us about the forgot password. When Eduardo was speaking, as you saw, I did the forgot password model. So when you go here and I press the email that I had for my previous account, and now I can show, because it just arrived, how it is presented right now. So it is no longer the password is given to you. So right now you have a link that when you press, you are directed to change your password. You just do the changing of the password and it is resetted, sorry. And you can
Daniel, we need to present your screen.
Wait. Was it not showing?
What you're typing in your email? No, you didn't show the email that you received.
Wow, don't worry, guys.
Oh, sorry,
we are in live. these kind of things happens when we are live.
No, it's fine.
There is no
Look,
problem.
basically,
And-
Marco, I also wanted to tell everybody that, it wasn't a lot of brain science because we basically chose to implement what we had learned throughout the course. So the token, the all of those things that we learned throughout the course was some like the Star Wars blog was also something very useful to do the watching, the favorites. So in a way, every little thing that we learned was merged into this project. So it did make sense at the end.
right.
Okay, so
Thank you for highlighting this, and well, that's why we do that. We try to build the program and all the scheduled concepts and exercises, so you can understand how to build everything in a specific moment. Obviously, it's very common when an student is starting with the backend and then goes to the is on the front end and then goes to the backend, and probably you don't see how to connect everything. That's why we have that final project, because it's the moment where you put everything together and then you understand that everything works, as Claudia said before. And well, that's why it's the process, understanding how to build from the scratch with the front end, with the back end, and everything together.
it's just the back end is done so fast that it's we need to slow down on the back end.
We have
Well,
to learn how to be humble.
thank you, Daniel and Eduardo, for being here finally. I am adding to stage to Afonso because he's there also, but now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you, guys. And please keep on coding, keep practicing, keep doing things, because this is a knowledge that has gone fast, but it could go fast. So it's important to keep
Before we get
improving
kicked
and
out,
practicing.
I just want to say, I think extend for everybody on my team and everybody in the class. We'd like to thank all the class members. Obviously, Javier, who kicked off the teaching. Then it was Erwin, and Bruno has always been present. He went on vacation. Yamil came in, which was also very good. And then obviously you, Marco, and Javier again at the end. So always available. Thank you.
Thank you for your words. Again, thank you, Afonso. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Eduardo, for being here. Thank you, Oliver, Menakshi, Claudia, and the rest of the guys and women that couldn't be here, for your time, for being here, for doing the course, and for learning and doing things with us. Thank you, people that is watching to us. Thank you for joining to this day, and we hope to have you here in the next time. Thank you and good night.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming.